Mr. President, I am honored to serve as chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, where the committee members work hard to protect freedom, advance justice, protect equality, and bring balance to our federal courts. Over the past 4 years, we have advanced well-qualified nominees to the federal bench who reflect the reality of America. We've made significant progress on issues important to our nation. For many of us, the outcome of last week's election was not what we wanted, what we fought for, or what we voted for. But my priorities for the committee have not changed because of the election. I will continue to work on issues that are important to all Americans: judicial confirmations, reproductive rights for women, fixing our broken immigration system, and gun violence protection. I'm especially proud of the committee's contributions to one of the most important accomplishments of the Biden-Harris administration, confirming highly qualified, independent, even-handed judges to the federal bench. During the Biden administration, the Senate has confirmed 213 well-qualified judges to lifetime appointments on the federal bench. 1/4 of all the federal judgeships have been filled in the last 4 years, and counting. Aside from their exceptional qualifications and respect for the rule of law, these judges represent historic demographic and professional diversity. Under President Biden's leadership, the Senate has confirmed more black women to the federal circuit courts than all presidents combined, including, and I'm proud to say this, the first ever black woman to serve on the Supreme Court, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. She is exceptional. We have confirmed a historic number of Asian American, Latino, and LGBTQ plus judges. We have also confirmed more circuit judges with experience as public defenders than all other presidents combined. The American people deserve a federal judiciary which looks like America and reflects our reality. Until the end of my tenure as chair, I'll continue to urge my colleagues to support the confirmation of these well-qualified and diverse judicial nominees. Mr. President, 2 years ago, 6 right-wing judicial activists sent us back in time, and I'm referring, of course, to the Supreme Court decision in Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization. I guess it was a crowning achievement for the Republican-led, decades-long campaign to overrule Roe versus Wade and eliminate fundamental reproductive rights in America. The Dobbs ruling has turned out to be one of the most dangerous decisions ever handed down by the Supreme Court. It overruled nearly 50 years of court decisions and for the first time stripped away a constitutional right from Americans. Overruling Roe versus Wade has unleashed a health care crisis unimaginable. Following the decision, nearly 24 states have either banned or restricted access to abortion or are in the process of doing so. Many of these bans provide no exceptions for victims of rape and incest, and many utterly fail to protect the health and lives of mothers. Some of these bans are written in a way that could limit access even to contraception. During my time as chairman of the Judiciary Committee, we've held multiple hearings on the impact of the Dobbs decision and the need to safeguard reproductive rights. I share the concerns of many Americans about what a second Trump administration could mean for women's reproductive rights and health care. The majority of Americans support a woman's right to choose, and whatever further turmoil President Trump may unleash on access to reproductive health care, we will not stop fighting for our nation's women and families. Mr. President, on another issue, our nation needs immigrants now more than ever. They are a vital part of the American history and the American success story of the future. I am deeply concerned that the incoming president has campaigned on deporting children and families who have lived in this country for years. Mr. President, you've met these people. I have too. We count on them every day in so many different ways. And when we look at what the president has proposed, the incoming president has proposed, I worry about what's going to happen when these children and their families are deported from this country. It could be devastating to our economy. If the DACA program alone is struck down, experts predict our economy will lose $11 billion plus yearly in lost wages. Without continued immigration, U.S. working age population will shrink by 6 million by the year 2040. As Americans retire, this could lead to 23% reduction in money being paid into the Social Security fund for our retirees. If we genuinely want to boost the American economy, resolve labor shortages, we need to provide a path to citizenship for those who have long contributed to our economy and society. I've worked for years to pass bipartisan legislation to fix our broken immigration system. Such legislation is needed to secure the border and protect American workers from outsourcing companies that exploit temporary workers. And we need immigration reform to protect the children of temporary workers who age out of legal status when they turn 21, as well as dreamers, recipients of TPS, farm workers, and other essential workers. There are members of this United States Senate and House of Representatives who sincerely, positively believe that we should have not one more immigrant into this country. That is an unrealistic and a mean-spirited approach to the challenge we face. I believe we all agree, I certainly do, that we need to make certain that everyone coming into this country has the potential of making this a better nation. We should not be opening our doors to anyone who is dangerous to America, period. Now, we can say that on a bipartisan basis, I'm sure. Secondly, we cannot absorb every person in the world who has the ambition to live in this country. We have to have an orderly system. But let's be honest about who these people are. Somewhere across America, maybe in the city of Chicago, parents dropped off their kids at daycare today. It's an undocumented worker who's taking care of your little granddaughter or daughter at that daycare facility. There are also people who are taking care of your mothers and grandmothers in nursing homes. They made sure that Mom got down to breakfast this morning and didn't slip and fall in the hallway. They stood next to her. Do you want to deport that woman who helped her to breakfast this morning? I don't. If she's not breaking the law and she's a positive part of America's economy, let's make her part of our future and find a way to do it. We had a comprehensive immigration bill not that long ago that passed with an overwhelming majority here in the United States Senate. There was a process there which I was part of writing that makes a difference in the way we approach immigration. We should be doing something positive on a bipartisan basis to deal with this issue and not be swearing at the people who are talking about change as being somehow un-American. Fighting for our nation's immigrants in the right way will continue to be one of my highest priorities. Finally, tomorrow the committee will hold a hearing on conversion devices used to increase the lethality of firearms, such as Glock switches, auto sears, bump stocks, and pistol braces. Some of these devices can be used to convert a semi-automatic firearm designed to fire one shot per trigger pull into a fully automatic firearm. This makes it easier for a gunman to commit mass murders, such as the deadliest mass shooting in modern history, when a shooter killed 60 people and wounded hundreds more in Las Vegas in 2017. These modified machine guns are weapons of war, and we need to get them off the streets of America and away from innocent American families. Well, my time as chair of this committee will end in January. My belief in the promise of this country never will end. I promise to work each day in the Senate to look out for the most vulnerable among us, to ensure liberty and equality for every person, and to uphold the rule of law, which is truly the bedrock of democracy. Mr. President, I yield the floor.